super excited to be here today with my new friend, Noland Arbaugh.
Yeah.
So, Noland, man, for a little bit of context, Noland is the first Neuralink patient, which basically
Mm,
means that he's the first human cyborg. He's able to control things with his
mm,
thoughts. It's absolutely incredible. And I've been following the company Neuralink since its inception.
mm.
And when I watched the first video with you, Noland, where they introduced you and probably about 45 minutes, you introduced yourself, became super clear quickly that they chose a really great candidate for
Ooh.
the first ever Neuralink. And this type of technology has such an amazing ability to change the world and change the lives of
Mm,
a lot of folks out there. So
yeah.
you posted on X and you said that you're open to doing interviews.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, man, is there any good reason for me to reach out to Nolan to see if we can schedule an interview for the Modern Musician podcast?
Uh-huh.
And then an idea struck me around music and Neuralink. And what if together we created the first song ever telepathically as an intersection between Neuralink and AI music generation with tools like Udo.com? I was like,
Mm,
that's a cool idea. And so that's going to be kind of the context behind the interview today. But also, when we had a chance to connect earlier, Nolan, you shared that music has been, a really important part of your life and a part of your
yeah.
journey, since you had your accident. And
Yeah.
so, we're looking forward to just connecting with you and bringing you on the podcast to
Mm,
share a little bit about who you are, your story, how music has impacted your life, and
hmm.
to change the world with, crossing the boundaries between pre-cyborg music and
Yeah.
post cyborg music. So that's a
Yeah.
very long-winded introduction, but Nolan, thanks for taking the time to be here today.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here. Glad you reached out. Like you said, music has been a huge part of my life. I might not be as knowledgeable as many other people, especially people in the industry. I grew up around music. I played music throughout middle school and high school. I was in concert band, jazz band, and then I did, took some classes in high school, was in like a garage band and stuff. It's always been a passion of mine. I grew up listening to really good music with my parents and stuff. So I'm glad to be here. It's a lot of fun. I think this is going to be really cool.
Absolutely. So, maybe for anyone who this is their first time connecting with you or hearing about
Mhm.
Neuralink in the first place, could you share a little bit of details about what exactly Neuralink is and your story about how, you became the first person to get a Neuralink?
Yeah, yeah. So about 8 years ago, I had a spinal cord injury, just kind of a freak accident, dislocated my C4, C5, and left me paralyzed without sensation or anything from the shoulders down. And so about seven-ish years in, my buddy from college, a guy that had worked in like spinal cord labs before, texted me. He was like, "Hey, you want to get a chip in your brain?" And just kind of jokingly, and I was like, "Yeah, man, why not?" And so then he called me and told me what Neuralink was. I had no idea. I'd never heard of it. Obviously, I knew who Elon Musk was, but I didn't know he was involved with this at all. And so he gave me the 5 minute rundown. Basically, Neuralink is a chip that is implanted into the brain. Right now, it's into the motor cortex. It's in my motor cortex. And they had just gotten approval for human trials, human clinical trials. He called me up that day and I applied for it. And somehow, by the grace of God, got in. It was kind of crazy, just sort of a whirlwind. I think I applied like September 19th, something like that. And like 4 months later, I was getting brain surgery, which is just kind of nuts. But Neuralink allows me, like I said, it's a chip that's implanted like directly, it's mounted onto my skull, and there are 64 threads with electrodes on them, with 16 electrodes each, which go right into my motor cortex, and they read my neuron spikes, and then through machine learning and through an algorithm that Neuralink has created allows me to control electronic devices. Right now, it allows me to control a computer, so I'm doing it right now, just kind of hanging out on here, just playing around with it. And that's going to expand to a lot of other things. It's going to expand to, gaming consoles, to phones, to things probably like cars or such in the future. It'll also do a lot more as far as I believe it's going to like cure paralysis at some point. They implant one in the skull, one below the level of injury, and they talk to each other and bypass that damaged part of the spinal cord. I mean, it's just really cool. So I've been playing around with it, been doing a lot of stuff online with it, playing video games, and just having a ball. So this is just another one of those things where I'm really excited to be doing it. It's not something I would have been able to do before I got the Neuralink, so it's pretty cool. And I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, music's a huge part of my life. It was a huge part of my life after my accident. It got me through some really hard times. I mean, I had like a playlist that I created called my hospital playlist right after my accident, and I used to just blare it from my hospital room, have like the nurses come in and be like, "Hey, can you turn that down? Like, it's great music, but please turn it down." So like things like that. I mean, it's had such a profound impact on my life. So I'm really looking forward to being able to create something. This is my first attempt at anything, so it's probably going to go terribly. And I'm sure after a while I will get better at it. But, with AI and stuff, it just seems like it's perfect combination for what I'm doing.
It absolutely is. And I can tell you one thing, Nolan. I think your first attempt is going to be way, way better quality than my first attempt at making music. And most of our attempts at making music, without having access to something like udio.com, which is,
Yeah.
I think the platform we're going to be using for the AI. So it's a pretty cool convergence of a few different types of
Yeah.
technologies.
Yeah. It'll be super cool.
So I have to ask Nolan, have you noticed anyone trying to like hijack your thoughts yet and subtly implanting?
Just being rickrolled for the last 5 months. Yeah, that's all that's happening. No, like it might happen someday. Like I'm sure when this technology gets off the ground, stuff like that's going to be possible.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, we could have a very long conversation about
Mm,
the future of what this technology could mean for humanity. But I think that it's hard to ignore or not acknowledge just the amazing benefits and the quality of life,
mm,
change that can that it can
yeah,
impact. So yeah, how about we dive in and we
yeah.
start
Let's
playing
do it.
around and getting
Let's do
creative?
it. Let's do it, man.
Awesome. So how do you want to do this? Do we want to, or do you want to like share your screen and then do
Yeah, I
it
can do that.
through? Awesome.
I can do that.
You got it. So what you could do is maybe start streaming one of those other songs just to see if we can hear it.
Yeah, we can do that. Here we
So when you,
go.
real quick, just like, I'm just curious, like when you're using your Neuralink, do you do it, like, do you feel like you're moving your hand? Is it kind of like your brain is like the
Yeah,
same things, or is it, you're just like using your thoughts to do, you're just like, you're willing it to happen, or how does it?
it's both. I can use it by just like attempting to move my hand. So there's a big like a difference between attempted movement and imagined movement with the Neuralink. Attempting is, I physically try to move my hand because it's in my motor cortex.
Yeah.
Everything still works up there. It's just not the signal's not getting through because of my spinal cord. So I attempt to move my hand, it send all the signals, and then I can move the cursor like that. But once cursor control gets good enough, at a certain point, the implant understands what I want to do extremely well. It is very, very good at learning my intention. And so then I won't need to attempt anymore. I can just look somewhere and it'll go wherever I want it to go.
I
Yep.
think I heard you describe it one way, Nolan, was it like using the force?
Yeah, yeah, that's basically what it is. It was really weird the first time I used it just by like thinking. It was very much like, cursor, like I'd look at the screen and it was like a come here sort of moment where I just like wanted the cursor to move where I was looking and it did. Or like I kind of like push it a little or I pull it. It's very interesting.
Absolutely wild. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
imagining just using the force to be able to
Cool.
interact with a cursor and
Yeah, man.
10
All right,
years, 20 years, 30 years from now, wild stuff. So it might be worth a little bit of context for people who are watching this right now on udio.com and kind of what this tool is and how it works. I think this has been out for not a very long period of time, maybe like 3 to 6 months. Another popular one's called suno.com. But these tools are absolutely remarkable for what they're capable of doing in terms of music generation. Probably the best comparison would be existing tools like, ChatGPT or XAI,
Hmm.
Grok. These basically let you put in a prompt where you say, I want to create this type of song, and the AI will generate the type of song. And you have different levels of customization where, if you wanted to have no say at all in the creative process, you could just say, I want to create a song about dogs, and it'll
Yeah.
literally create a song about dogs. And it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to create music
Yeah.
like that. But what's even more cool, I think, for a lot of us as creators and artists is that you can actually be more customized with it. You can add lyrics. You can have more of a say in terms of the outcome of the song by actually giving it more guidance. So really looking forward to exploring this. And it sounds like, Nolan, so
Yeah.
this is your first time
It
using it.
is.
So
It
Literally, no
is.
no pressure, but this is going to be the first song that was ever telepathically created.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, like you said, no pressure. I'm excited though. I'm excited to play around with it. All right,
Heck
so
yeah.
how do I do this?
So we're going to go up to the top bar there where it says a song about, right now it says a fatigue of a night shift. So we click on that.
I wonder
Then you can sign in with whichever account you normally sign in with.
I wonder if this will work.
Now it just wants you to create like a display name. And this is
It's
important too, Noland. This is really the spark that lights the era of a new generation. This is your music
oh
project.
my gosh.
It's funny, Nolan. There's actually we have like an inside joke at Modern Musician, like our demo account that we basically use for all of our testing and like our
Yeah.
artist is Radioactive Robot. It's kind of like the test project is literally about a cybernetic person. And I was thinking right before we hopped on this meeting, I was like, whenever we
That's
use Radioactive
amazing.
Robot from now on, I'm gonna be thinking about Noland.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so now we come up here. Song about living with a disability. Wow, that is on the
What?
nose. That is,
Okay, that's it. It's the AI game over. The
oh my
simulation is
gosh,
broken.
what are the odds of that? Oh, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know.
So yeah, man, this is the moment of truth. So do you have any ideas for like potential songs?
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like this is my first song that I ever made was absolutely terrible. So I'm sure that this is gonna be way further along than that.
Yeah, so I did a couple of things. I used ChatGPT to like I fed it in a bunch of stuff that I like, and it gave me some really interesting like combinations. And then I also picked like 10 of my favorite songs, and I would didn't know like how I could go about like putting those in here to create something like similar. Yeah, so what do you recommend?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, man. I mean, if you have a list of 10 of your favorite songs, I'd also just be curious to know what are 10 of your favorite songs. And what I
Okay.
would say is if we like copy and paste those into, either ChatGPT or Grok or like whatever you use
Mm-hmm.
for AI, then I would say let's copy and paste those in there. And I don't know if you've played around with like a idea for the song itself or like a concept or the lyrics for
Mm.
it. But
So
what I would probably
let's
do is I would just like paste all those and be like, I want to write a song about XYZ. These are 10 of my favorite songs of all time. Can
yeah,
you share some ideas for, verse, chorus, bridge, what it might look like?
let's do this then. Come here.
Oh, Landslide, Fleetwood Mac, Hallelujah, Jeff Buckley. You got some Queen in there. Oh, yeah, Billy Joel. That is awesome.
Okay. And then come back here and do that. And then do this. Don't. Okay. Those are 10
It
of my
knows. It's
favorite.
like
Yeah.
memory updated. We are learning to
Oh, no.
recreate you. Fusion of classic rock, Americana, metal, and electro. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. That's gonna be awesome.
Okay. And
So from
then,
there, yeah, we can use that as part of the prompt for whatever the song is that you want to create. At least that's an idea. If you have an
yeah,
idea
yeah.
already in terms of like genre of song, of course we can roll with that
I
as well.
had this up here too. So maybe I can just try pasting that in as well.
Oh heck yeah! I mean, you already have the prompt figured out. Yeah, man. Let's roll
Yeah.
with that for sure.
I was really hoping to get it to freaking use my 10 favorite songs. I love those songs. Okay, then we'll go here. Song Living with a Disability. That is amazing.
Depending if you want to, you can click on custom lyrics, and that's where you can add lyrics. I'm guessing we're doing the 30-second or so version right now, so
This
we won't have a ton of time to be able to write the lyrics. But if you got the chorus there, then you could definitely use the chorus for the lyrics for it.
easy peasy. All right,
Here we go. All right,
let's do it.
Neon Veins.
I like
Cool.
that.
So that's where it starts to come up with some title ideas, and it kind of gives you a bit of a sneak preview. And sometimes while I'm waiting for it to generate, it's fun to just kind of like explore some of the staff picks, so you can like listen to a few of the songs that people are coming up with.
Oh, Nelly. Oh, Nelly. I like that.
That's nice.
Some old 2 Street town tonight. We don't need to talk things through, or you can cry the whole way too. Whatever. whatever feels alright to you. 'Cause you got baggage, I got room.
I like that a lot.
That is so wild.
That's gorgeous.
Carolina, oh, it's a long and winding road.
Okay, I can listen to that all day, but let's see about this.
All right, he gave us two versions.
Neon veins and
Dear Lord.
in the shadows, a world apart. Synth beats and engine start. A cyborg's tale, a work of art.
Yes.
That is so metal. Okay, what about this one?
Neon veins and iron heart, in the shadows a world apart. Synth beats and engine start, the cyborg's tale, a work of art.
I like that more than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
they were
that.
both interesting. Very, very different
Yeah.
styles that they came
Yeah,
up with.
very different.
Cool.
Wow, that's so cool.
Well, you officially just made history. First,
Yeah, I know,
first
right?
ever telepathic song. That is amazing.
That's
So,
so wild.
So from here, I'll share how you can kind of expand that and turn it into a full track.
Yeah.
So out of those two, which one would you say was your favorite?
I like the second one. Some
Cool.
very like Tears for Fears, The Cure, like I like it.
So yeah, let's go with that one. So if you click on extend,
Yep.
then it basically gives you options to either add like a section before or a section after. Or you can also add an intro or an outro if it's kind of at the end.
Intro.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So if you have the
intro.
if you have the intro, it kind of opens up nicely into it, and it gives you the same options. Where if you wanted to, you could create like custom parts for it or instrumentals. But there's a lot that you can do to customize it. They have a couple different versions. There's a paid version that I think it's like $10 or $20 a month, but it lets you expand up to like 2 minutes and 20 seconds
cool.
a single generation, and that's pretty nice for like, yeah, you just like sit down, you can like generate like a whole track from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But for something like this, I think starting with like an intro might be a good idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna do an instrumental. Why not? And then I don't know. That seems like a decent place to start.
Let's go for it.
Will this go? Oh yeah, okay. I didn't know if it was gonna go right into the other part or not. Yeah,
Really natural. Yeah.
it did. Like that guitar.
Neon veins and iron heart, in the shadows a world apart.
Like Duran Duran.
Beats and engine start, the cyborg's tale, a work of art.
That's pretty sweet.
I
Yeah,
do like
I
that.
did like
I
that a
like
lot.
that one. Sounds like some Blue Man Group stuff. I don't. It sounds like they're using like stuff from around the kitchen to make this music.
I could see that. Yeah. That if you're thinking about a music video for you right now, like you could do something
know,
fun
right?
where you're just like strolling around the kitchen and you're like controlling silverware with
gosh,
your
yeah.
thoughts. That'd be
That
pretty
would
cool.
that'd actually be really sick. It's a great idea.
Yeah, you gotta start thinking about that now, Nolan. This is the launch of
I know, right?
a new era.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Gosh, that would be a really cool idea for a music video. Yeah, you controlling,
Yeah,
you just
that's-
being like telepathic controlling.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like once you said that, my mind just started racing. Like, man, that would actually be a sick, like little mashup of this music video. Like I can just imagine like how interesting that music video would be. Like the thing, I don't know. I don't know. It's cool. It's like I'm getting all giddy because that sounds super, super interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is like my favorite part about music and making music too, is like
Yeah.
the creative process and having ideas and kind of exploring them and
Yeah.
co-creation, co-writing. Like this is where the magic happens. And I think hopefully this is a good demonstration for a lot of folks around
Yeah,
you know,
man.
AI. I think is a tool. There's a lot of fear around right now. Like, you know, what does this mean for us as
Yeah.
musicians? And
Yeah.
does that mean
I
that we're not
bet.
going to be able to be creative anymore?
Yeah, I
Um,
bet. Same
yeah.
with AI art and stuff. I mean, it's very, very similar. So it's just another art form. But man, that's so cool. I mean, it gives me like someone like me a lot of hope for these, just being able to use something like this because I can't go out and like create my own music like that anymore. As much as I would like to, I'm just not capable. And so having something like this where I can go in and just kind of play around, just have a good time with it, create something that is super interesting, super cool. I mean, it's really, really awesome. It gives me a chance to like jump into this world too. It's very cool.
That's extremely cool. And I mean,
Yeah.
the song that you've made already, like I really like it. Like
Yeah, me
this is
too.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually
Um,
super good.
so out of those two options, the intro, which one do you think that you like most?
I like this first one. So version one, this one, something about that. Like I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. This one sounds more like the music video idea where you're just moving around like the house, I don't know, like controlling different things. This one would fit that one more, I feel like. I don't know, something about it sounds more like that kind of stuff. Sounds like you're just like banging on pots and pans and everything. So, I don't know, it's super interesting. They're both good. They're
I
both
was leaning
good.
towards the first one too. Yeah, I think just
Yeah.
like musically, like that's one that
Yeah.
resonated more.
I agree. Man, it's so freaking cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you maybe want to do like one or more extensions now, and you have a full song?
Yeah, man. Let's do it. I can extend it again, and then we will add a section like after, and then let's let it auto generate this time. Yeah, I wonder we turn that up and turn that down just a little. See what that does for it.
Sweet.
Okay, let's see what you guys got.
Iron heart in the shadows, a world apart. Synth beats and engine start. The cyborg's tale, a work of art. Wires pulse with electric dreams. Futures code in laser beams. Cities glow so sharp it gleams. Through the metal, hear the scream.
Whoa. Hear the screams, huh?
Born of gears and human hope. In the neon, learn to cope.
Cool. Okay.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, you were like right here.
Beats and engines start. The cyborg's tale, a work of art. Through neon lights the future calls. Metal limbs in urban sprawl. Wires hum and circuits spark. In this city I'm a living mark. In the maze of steel and dreams. Where nothing's ever as it seems.
I like that.
That's pretty cool. That lyric at the
Yeah.
end was pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try this one more time to do an outro.
Sweet. That is pretty cool too. You can create a piece of cover art for it. Where
Yeah.
it generates it with AI, and he does a pretty good job on the cover art as well.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I was wondering how people did that. I was thinking I could even do like this seems like it does a fine enough job, but my first thought was using something like Midjourney. Midjourney, ChatGPT, Udio, just like all of the AI all in on it and create something. I think that'd be pretty cool.
100%. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot you can do with AI
Yeah.
now. Like you could generate the images. Midjourney is probably the best one, right? Probably the best
Yeah,
out of all
I
the
think
image
so.
generators. And gosh, right now there's some pretty cool stuff coming out around the video generation. as well.
Yeah. Create a music video. That'd be sick. That'd be super
Yeah.
cool. Man, there's so much. There's so much that I could do with this. I wasn't even thinking that far ahead, but there really is. Like you could create everything from the ground up. Create the song, create the art, create the music video, help with the writing, like everything. That's really, really interesting. Let's try this.
In urban sprawl, wires hum and circuits spark. In this city, I'm a living mark. In the maze of steel and dreams, where nothing's ever as it seems.
It's good.
With data streams beneath my skin.
Okay.
In this digital storm, I'll begin. From the slums to high-rise beams, I walk the line where life redeems.
So dark. Okay, let's do this. And you were about right here, right? Ooh, maybe.
Of steel and dreams, where nothing's ever as it seems. Feeling faith in electric schemes, beyond the code in digital streams. Rise above the noise, break the chains. In this cyber world, feel the pulse in my veins. In the maze of steel and dreams, where nothing's ever
I like that.
as it seems.
Yeah, that one's probably better. I like that. I like that a lot.
It's really cool.
Man, so much fun.
Yeah, man, it took about half an hour.
Yeah,
New
yeah,
song
if that,
from start to finish.
and so
Right.
it was super easy, man.
So the last thing that you can do now is
Yeah.
creating the cover art for it. Yeah, if we go to Midjourney,
Oh, yeah.
you can create something. You can also see what it comes up with. It seems
Yeah.
like they do a pretty good job. I don't know if they have some like good prompts underneath the hood, or if they're like
Yeah.
integrating
So
with other.
where do I go for that?
So if you click on the name of the song, then now if you click on the edit button on the right side there, yeah, and then you click on the image, it says edit image. And then you can create a prompt for it. Usually I just click generate and let it do its thing. But if you have a specific idea for like a visual for it, then you can also put like a visual for it as well.
Let's see what it does. Whoa.
Hey, okay.
It's so dark. Let's make this happy. It's like I'm gonna give people the wrong idea if I start putting stuff like that out.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, if you're planning on dominating the world, you can't let people.
Yeah, I need to be more unassuming. Can't just come out like right out and post something like that. People, okay, well that is not happier people. I don't know. I don't know what just happened, but okay. Well, I like this one. This one's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Let's do that, and then sweet.
Nice. Then the last thing is if you click on publish, then it will actually publish it. And so now
Sweet.
you can share the link and anyone can listen to it. Personally, I would love to have the link so I can listen to the song and share it with my family.
Don't mean to download. Share. Yeah, here we will do this, and then I'll send it here for you. Cool.
Let's go. Awesome.
It's so cool.
Then if you want, you can also rename the title. It has like all the extension stuff in there, so you can come up with a name for it.
Yeah,
I mean, Neon Veins it's not bad.
Neon Veins is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good name for this. I'll probably end up taking all of this out, but I like Neon Veins. It's good. It's real good. Man.
And just like that.
Just like that.
First song ever telepathically made.
I know.
In a matter
That's
of
so
minutes.
sweet. I know, right?
Wow.
That's so cool, man. It's cool. Thanks for walking me through that. That's awesome. I had a really good time
Absolutely.
doing this.
Yeah, dude, it's an honor. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of this. Like I mentioned before, Nolan, I just think what you and the team are doing is absolutely incredible and really has the ability to change the lives of many, many people and humanity. And so I personally just want to say thank you for the bravery, to be the first person ever to do something like this. In thinking about Neuralink before, it's one of those technologies that basically anyone I've talked with about it there's a lot of fear that kind of comes up because for valid reasons, you wouldn't want, your brain to get hacked or something like that is the common thing that I hear. And from everything that I've seen in terms of the conversations that you've had, the interviews, maybe you could speak just a little bit to like what your hope is in terms of like what you say is like your thought process kind of going into getting a device like this, and what kind of impact do you hope that this makes on people?
Yeah, I mean, personally, at least immediately, my immediate goal is to help people with disabilities. The whole ethical concern about these, hacking, everything like that, it's all honestly above my head. I've thought about it and I've talked to people about it. Especially at this point, I don't think it's a big deal at all. It's just not possible to do what people are thinking that it is capable of doing. Whether or not that happens in the future is another thing completely. There are much smarter people that know about that and who can speak to it better than I can. But for me, I know that this technology is going to help people with disabilities, handicapped people, people with paralysis, people with ALS. Eventually, it'll help people who are blind, just all sorts of different things. I think it's going to cure paralysis in my lifetime. I think optimistically 10 to 20 years and paralysis could be a thing of the past. And even if it's not in that time, I'm very confident that it will happen within my lifetime. And even if it doesn't happen for me, even if for some reason it doesn't work for me, or it doesn't happen per se in my lifetime, or I'm just not, like, my body is basically too far gone for it to even work, that's fine. I'm really just looking forward to people in the future not having to go through what I and so many before me have gone through. I mean, this has been plaguing humanity since the beginning of time, basically. And to be on the path to solving that is something that I would give my life for over and over again. I would go through this surgery not knowing what was going to happen as many times as it takes, because ultimately that's like my goal is with this, is to just help people, and whatever I can do to do that, it's more than enough for me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm really hoping that everything that I'm doing has an impact, and that the people that come after me will be a little less fearful of it, and that we all work together to, make the world a better place. And I think that's more than anyone can ask for their life. It's just to, as the old saying goes, like, leave it better than how you found it. And so that's really all I'm trying to do.
That's incredible, man. And yeah, I mean, I'm imagining looking back on this period of time that this is a pretty groundbreaking moment in history for all the reasons that you've described. So pretty incredible to be a small part of it. I'm a small part of it. You're a
no. I'm a small part of it too. Trust me. There needs to be a first, but like you were just saying, I'm a small part of it. I don't feel like a massive cog in all of this. I just think I'm another little link in the chain along this path. And that's all I really want to be. I'm just looking forward to the future.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. I think all of us, in some ways, depending on relatively like how you're looking at things, we're a pretty small piece of the grand plan.
Exactly.
Even when you just zoom out on Earth and you see like pictures of Earth from such a small little speck, it's definitely tumbling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nolan, man, it's been a ton of fun creating the song together with you. Thanks again for coming on the podcast to be a part of this moment, creating the first song ever telepathically. And for anyone that's listening to this right now that's interested in following along with your journey and connecting more, what's the best place for them to go to connect with you?
Yeah, at Modded Quad on X is where I've been doing most of my stuff. I also have a Twitch channel and a YouTube at Modded Quad, but I haven't really done anything with them. So if you go there, you probably won't find much. But on X is where I'm just starting to get things rolling, get everything off the ground. I've only been doing this a few months, so be patient with me. And hopefully stuff like this is just the beginning. Hopefully there's a lot more to come with everything I'm doing. So just follow along and hit me up if you want to do anything cool like this. I'm more than happy.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, like always, we'll put all the links in the show notes for easy access.
Cool.
And Nolan, man, looking forward to hearing what else you come up with. Whether it's
Thanks,
a music video or other pieces of art or more songs. They'll be following along for the journey.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on too.
Yeah. Woo.